face will get you, but so far. And always remember, beauty expires. You know, so you can't. You're not gonna roll off of that for the rest of your life. So you have to understand that. But you know, you when you in a certain, you trying to move up in the higher echelon of things, and you trying to move up, and I want this type of guy, I want a millionaire, this and that. After you sleep with him, and this, that, and the third, what else are you bringing to the table besides a knife and a fork ready to eat? Are you preparing yourself to be an asset to this guy, to this type of person that you really want, or are you just the person you are now? Like, I'm here, you know, I'm low income, but I have high. It's what we used to say back in old times. Say, you got champagne taste and beer pockets. So, if that's what's going on, and you putting yourself out the game, because you always got to understand the most popular guy, everybody's going after him. So, the guy that's making, say for instance, a millionaire, there's a lot of girls. He got his pick of the litter, and vice versa with the female. Like, the pretty girl, she has her pick of the litter also. But everybody's going after the same thing. And when people know everybody's going out, they feel like they're a hot commodity, and they're gonna take advantage. They're gonna take advantage. You gotta.
What's gonna set you apart
Yeah.
from the
How you
competition?
gonna win them over? Yeah, exactly. You coming to you could be, because you could be a pretty face. Yeah, body, everything. Guess what? Somebody's that's got a pretty face. They got a master's degree. They got a whole dope career going on. So where did that put you at? With these say, because you're trying to get into a club that you ain't ready for. So where that's gonna put you at? You just a pretty face and a nice body. Somebody's got a pretty face, a nice body, good job, intelligence, great conversation, great sex, great everything. So where does that put you? And it goes for the fellas too. So you have to watch these standards that you're setting and be more realistic. Because, hold on. You know what really is going on right now? These people, a lot of people be feeling themselves because they're in a moment. You might be in a moment of everything's going your way. Always remember, like I said, it's a moment. Things don't always go your way for a very long time. So when you out that moment, and you done shitted on everybody, like, and then, now you just, years later, that guy you turned down, he might have took the slow route, but he's all laid out. 401k, he's retiring, and he's got his house, it's paid off, everything's good, he's got the pension coming in. And here you go. The girl that used to be hot, the high school, what you used to call the high school beauty queen. You used to be the prom queen. So I don't know.
It's why I say y'all are gonna either wind up real lonely and wondering what happened, and mad at you at not having kids, and you're gonna wonder what happened and where the time went. Yeah, y'all also kind of have this thing where you think that 35 kind of still means 19. Like, y'all don't realize how old y'all are in some cases. And
a 15-year-old don't want to hang with you.
Basically.
You're an old head.
Basically.
You are an old head too.
And
actually,
y'all are not
18-year-old.
understanding that. So all this, see my Instagram and you are 31 years old and even 25 years old. I'm not talking to you until I see your Instagram. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Instagram is not gonna, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but in more cases than not, Instagram is not gonna find you your husband. Engagement will, interaction will. If you want long term, you have to get to know someone. Nephew spoke about other, younger women. Again, this goes for 35 and below, saying that they were ready to get married after like 2 weeks and a month after dating because other men knew that they wanted to get married off rip. So you're putting this pressure on someone who you don't know, because you're not going to really know someone in 2 weeks or a month. Marry me or else. But again, where were these other fellas at? If there's other men asking you to get married, where they at? And why are you putting that kind of fake pressure on someone that you don't know? You're looking crazy there. That doesn't make you look like a hot commodity. That makes you look crazy. That's not a good thing. And you're not, again, realizing how old y'all are. So playing that game of these what do you call it? Ultimatums of get with me or else. You're going to find out how or else is, because nephew is more interested in older women who understand the importance of getting to know someone. So what you going to do? Keep playing around on social media for fake and for play and, waiting for the next baller who everybody else is also chasing? Or are you trying to actually get to know someone who piques your interest? Something.
Shout out to all the people that got a level head out here when they're dating, because it seems like something's running rampant. I don't know if it's the zombie apocalypse. People are dead and just walking around. But we'll hit the horn and shout out to all the people that's doing it the right way. And, and guys, I'm not letting you off the hook, because I think you guys have created this climate for women to feel like this because of your worshiping the wrong things. You're worshiping the wrong things, and now you reap what you sow. For instance, like we said, like strippers and all that. Back when I was growing up, you couldn't tell nobody you was a stripper. Strippers would actually work in a whole nother, like they lived in New York, they would probably be stripping in Jersey somewhere. And you would never know that they stripped. They wasn't proud to be a stripper. It wasn't a job to be proud of back in the day. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but a lot ain't right with it when you're proud that you're stripping for a living. But, it's supply and demand. They're supplying a viewing, and because you guys are, everybody, demand. Everybody goes to stripper club now and then. It's like you need strippers to have a strip club. But, guys, you guys have lost a lot by worshiping a bottle girl. They on Instagram now, like, I'm a bottle girl, come see me, blah, blah, blah. Then you guys wifing the strippers. Y'all like wifing the strippers, and strippers are so proud, like, oh, they getting all this kind of money, which they really not. Because, when I was selling cars and all that, I used to see strippers used to come there all the time. And they, it's all fake. They don't really have, I don't know what they do with their money, but credit was trash. Everything about them was trash. You look at the address where they live at, trash. That's firsthand knowledge. So, but you guys have created this atmosphere that you're living in now, where women feel they are superior to you. They're taking your masculinity, you giving it away, and they're taking, the women are taking it. They're the masculine ones. They're telling you what they're gonna do. Oh, I ain't dating no broke dude, and this and that. Because you ain't saying, well, I ain't dating no stripper. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I ain't dating this type of girl. I ain't dating no chick with no diploma. Like, I ain't dating no chick without no college degree. How about that? Uh-oh. Now, like, you got to push back. You got to push back. Because what they doing, they're making you feel inferior to them, and you guys are losing, to strippers, and, you got Megan Thee Stallion, you got all these rap chicks talking about don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. And all these young chicks feeding into it, but guess what? All of these chicks is in a whole relationship and be crying over dudes. Oh, I can't remember. You had Sweetie with Quavo. She was a main culprit of all this, that, and the third. You had Megan Thee Stallion with Tory Lanez, and before that, she was with Moneybagg Yo, cut her off. You got Cardi B. She talked the most trash, and she's straight up married with kids. You got,
like you said, you feeding into this shit.
Nicki Minaj, married with kids.
Feeding into everybody saying, your cooch is where your cash is, and that's the only thing you basically got going for yourself, while they be in whole long-term relationship and marriages. And you feeding into this, I don't need no nothing, and if you can't buy me a Birkin, then why? Like, what?
Even Queen B, she's to the left. left where? You've been with Jay-Z forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Married. Not going. Y'all ain't been married. You see what I'm saying? But y'all will be walking around the house listening to these songs like, this, that, and the third.
Don't talk to me. Give me your Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, you know, this need to be a big time reality check going on. And fellas, you know, you guys, and then another thing with you, maybe the ladies are like looking at y'all. All y'all talking about is doing dope. Y'all just doing dope and going to jail, smelling like a bunch of weed and disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, hey, maybe that's how they feel. Like I said, you guys are creating the climate that you're living in and complaining about. Your paper ain't right, going on dates with no money. I ain't gonna lie, if I was a chick, I'd be like that too. Like, he's lame out here. Like, I can't mess with that type of dude. Like, because
and that's fine to have standards, but how do you know what you're turning down if you're turning down everybody to come to your Instagram?
Yeah.
And what if you don't know who's talking to you? What if it's somebody who is all those things, but you think it's some cornball, and then boom, see the Instagram, 40,000 people popping. You're not the only broad checking for this. Like, what? What are you doing? But he was checking for you, and all you had to do was have a conversation.
What dude could, like, in a situation with that whole date thing, like, he could have, like I said, he could have diverted, because you don't know who dude is. He could be expired. Yo, honestly, I've been on the grind plenty of times. When you on the grind, you ain't spending no bread. The money is crazy. It's all scattered around. This, that, and you know, you can have the $1 million ideal. It could be in motion. Hey, I really like this girl, but you got to talk to her, man. Don't just go and do it. You got to talk to her like, hey, listen, I can't go out today. I'll definitely go out next week, though, you know, blah, blah, blah. But right now, what we could do, maybe we go to the museum. Probably cost you $7 to get in the museum. So we're going to walk around. We're going to walk around the museum, look at some art, take some pictures, take some selfies next to this thing. Maybe we just go into the park. I got $40. You ain't got to tell them what you have. You can flip it. Like, hey, get a blanket, take it to the park, blow our mind. Like, oh, we had a picnic. You know, get a bottle of wine. A woman loves a man
who's sure of himself and makes plans and takes initiative for plans. A woman loves that.
Everybody try to do it too big.
That's very sexy when a man takes the initiative to be like, boom, this is what we doing. We go in here, go in there, especially when you're not expecting it. And no, it doesn't always have to be expensive. It doesn't always have to be that way.
That's a whole nother conversation. Everything has to be right now with these kids. Clothes, everything has to be extra expensive. It has to be, you know, you wearing Louis Vuitton shoes, sneakers, Balenciagas, and all that stuff, and you're not living right. You probably don't have an apartment. You probably living with your parents. You know, like if something comes, it's like I told somebody a long time ago. I said, hey, a lot of this stuff ain't made for you, and it's not because you're black. It's made, a lot of clothes are made for a certain financial bracket. Understand that. It's not made for a lot of you guys. Yeah, you scrape up, you may have a little come up. They want that constant richness to be wearing their clothes. That's what they made it for. Louis Vuitton was started with luggage for the royals. You know what I'm saying? And it trickled on down to everything else. You know, nobody's going to turn out money, but understand, aristocrats and all of that stuff, a lot of this stuff was made for. And, you know, I got to slow it down, man. Slow it down.
You better wake up. Don't be 40 wondering where your kids are because you don't have none. Don't be wondering where it coulda, shoulda, woulda. With if only I had taken up that date with that nice guy after you done gave all these other birds a chance who done screwed you over
and bummed out.
And don't do that. Don't do that.
Be bummed out, burnt out, bummed out, and that guy, dude that had that 40, he's probably gonna be somewhere in the future, chilling hard.
Wake up.
And you're gonna see him like, hey, you know,
remember me?
He's gonna be married because he's gonna be married off the market. Ain't thinking about you. Like, yeah. What's your name? He's gonna remember your name. We snapping his fingers. Like, hey, yeah.